Hi, it's Beth. So, welcome to my digital citizenship website. This website is one of six resources that's connected to my Master's of Education for Sustainability, Creativity, and Innovation work. I'm in that program through Cape Breton University. And for my classwork, I've created kind of a big, super project, both at the end of my first semester and my second semester. And this website was born out of an idea for all three of the classes I had in the winter semester. So EDUC 5131, so digital citizenship. For EDUC 6104, which was innovation and entrepreneurship based, and EDUC 6115, which was our research methodology course. So together, all of those classes, the information for that was all mixed together for me. But in particular, in our innovation and entrepreneurship course, we had to do a Genius Hour project where we needed to kind of do something innovative or cool or creative in our field of work or something that we're passionate about. That's what the Genius Hour project's all about. And for my digital citizenship class, we had to make an online learning lesson using what we learned in the course, which was based off of Mike Ribble's 9 Elements of Digital Citizenship formed the basis for that course. Coming from Nunavut, so I work and teach in Nunavut and have for my whole career. I realized that there's not the same sort of resources, training, support for online education that exist elsewhere in Canada. I myself, this experience in this master's program is the first time I've ever taken a course online, despite the fact that I have 2 previous degrees. I'm of an age where that wasn't really available. So this has been my first experience online learning as a student, but also in Nunavut, even though it's 2022 right now and we're just sort of coming down from restrictions based on the last 2 years of global pandemic from COVID. We really in Nunavut, because we have a lot of equity issues in terms of access to technology, both in the physical technologies, so things like computers or iPads or desktops, laptops, cell phones, but also in our internet access. So because we live in remote flying communities in Nunavut, 100% of our telecommunications come through satellite. And because we're a very small population, so just over 30,000 people for our whole territory, it doesn't make it very economically feasible for most companies to be able to offer the same kind of service that Southern Canadians are used to getting, even remote Southern Canadians are used to having in terms of telecommunications. So our internet is much slower than it is in Southern Canada. It's also data capped, so we pay for the amount of gigabytes we use, and then you hit an ultimate cap at that, which can be between 60, 120, 200, depending on what kind of plan you have and how much money you have to spend. But our internet's also prohibitively expensive. So even to get the capped internet, it's very expensive. So there are a lot of equity of access issues. Also, we're a territory where, unfortunately, most Nunavummiut, Brinley, you're okay. Where most Nunavummiut don't have access to, so 70% of children in Nunavut are food insecure, or households are food insecure. So, there's issues with equity to digital learning that maybe don't exist everywhere in Canada in 2022. So because of those reasons, even despite the fact when we had closures, Nunavut didn't really, or I, at least in my school, we didn't really do any online teaching. So this experience as a master's student in CBU's MedSci program has been my first experience with online learning as a student, but also the first time I'm really seriously thinking about online teaching, more than just very surface level dabbling. So this project, I decided, many thanks to Diane and all of my professors and everybody at CBU, I knew the model that I was experiencing as a student, and and both kind of the platform or the way of teaching that I was experiencing, thinking about transferring that to my kids as a teacher, but also what I was experiencing as a student, left a lot for me to be desired as somebody who lives and works in Nunavut. And it's not just the lack of Inuit Qaujimajatuqangit and resources. It was also kind of the ethos and the feeling and the way things were structured and the way we were supposed to engage. And so I thought, okay, what would it look like? And for our digital citizenship class, we had two major assignments. One was to look at policies and procedures and see what they are in your school or in your region. And my colleague Ria, that was in the class with me, Ria Ali, who actually is originally from the Nunavummiut region where my community is, now lives in Iqaluit and teaches. She did a wonderful paper on the fact that we don't really have a lot of policies and procedures in Nunavut for the kind of digital citizenship we were learning about, probably because it just hasn't been possible. When I moved to Cambridge Bay over 10 years ago, so 14 years ago, we didn't have cell service. We've only just gotten internet connections that are fast enough and stable enough to stream things in the last couple of years. So we're just kind of joining the world of online learning now. And that can feel super daunting and scary. But it's also really exciting because we get to think about, what should this look like for us in Nunavut as teachers and as students? So I took the opportunity to build this website as a companion to my other resources. It's a companion, it's part of everything, very interconnected. But this website focuses entirely around kind of the main piece is a Mindomo digital map that has connections to pieces and pieces of work and strategy for how I would try to take what I've learned this year and in these courses, particularly my digital citizenship class. Diane did a wonderful job of exposing us to lots of different resources. So this website and that Mindomo map and the assessment pieces are my attempt at what I think more culturally appropriate, Nunavut focused, based on Inuit Qaujimajatuqangit and Inuit culture, what that could look like as both a student and a teacher. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm happy that you're here. And yeah, if you find things useful, I'm so happy. If you have feedback, positive or negative, I'm always happy to hear from people. So thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoy the resources. Bye.